Thank you for attending the free training session for today, and there will be breaks in between sessions. Please ensure that you assign your attendance sheet accordingly. Is there any questions before I proceed?
No.
Okay, if none, let me begin with the first session that will be on drug and alcohol in the workplace. For today's session outline, I'll be covering on objectives, drug and alcohol statistics, examples of main drugs and alcohol types, how drug and alcohol abuse can affect your social well-being, a company's drug and alcohol policy, where to go for help, and last but not least will be the conclusion. The objective slides, okay, by end of this session, okay, I'm pretty sure that you guys will be able to state a percentage of drugs and alcohol abuse in a full-time employment in Australia. You'll be able to list the 4 areas of the well-being which can be affected by the drug and alcohol abuse. You'll be able to state your responsibilities in relation to a drug and alcohol policy and explain what will occur in the event of a breach of the company drug and alcohol policy. Statistics. Okay, recently, data provided by Australian Institute of Welfare and Health and Welfare stated that there had been a significant increase in full-time employment who are on drug and alcohol abuse, which have also contributed to the work-related fatalities in Australia. This slide will be showing you the different types of drug and alcohol. Okay, let me use this to actually have a reference will be quite handy. Can you pass around, please? Okay, this will be the second slide or leaflet. As you can see on the second slide, or second leaflet that you have, if you would be able to actually refer to the inhalants, which is considered a type of drug and alcohol abuse as well. Why I emphasize on the inhalant is because inhalants are easily accessible, especially at your own home. And to prevent your young kids or any other teenagers who would be or will become inhalant abuse, please keep these inhalants away from their view. How alcohol and drug abuse can affect your well-being. Okay. As you know, it can affect a person physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and socially. Drug and alcohol policy, as you know, the company will not tolerate or condone any drug abuse within the company itself. The company will maintain a policy for free drug and alcohol abuse, and employees who engage in any drug abuse or alcohol abuse will be seriously dealt with. Okay, let me issue you some leaflets for your reference as well, as this will become in handy. Okay, let me create a scenario. It will be much more engaging for you guys. At least I hope that you guys will have a better understanding of the drug and alcohol policy. So, for example, if you as an employee notice that someone or your work colleague is behaving unnaturally like before in terms of his physical movement and the way he speaks, so what will be your immediate reaction to that?
So if I were to see another employer who's behaving abnormally, first thing I'll do is I would approach him or her, question them what's wrong with them.
Yep.
If they are unable to communicate back to me normally, of course I would report back to my direct manager to see what necessary actions that he can take.
Okay, for that, the answer that you've given is very good, based on your natural instinct.
Yeah.
Okay, can someone please read section 25 subsection 1 and A of the OHNS 2004 Act.
Duties of employee. While at work, an employee must take responsible care for his or her own health and safety, and take reasonable care for the health and safety of persons who may be affected by the employee's acts or omissions at a workplace.
Okay, in easier terms, or can you just summarize to me what's that section emphasize on?
They must take responsibility for their own actions.
So as not to jeopardize the safety of others as well, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. Okay, let me ask you another question. Once you have reported the abnormal behavior of your colleague to your direct superior, what do you reckon your employer or manager next step of action?
So right after I have reported to the employer about how an employee is not performing properly, I believe that what he should actually do is provide him with consultation services to see whether, to ask him and find out what has triggered this abuse, because you never know that an individual might have gone through trauma, something tragic has happened in their life, something personal, which has affected them to join into this section where they start abusing alcohol and drugs to make them forget about all this.
Okay, so that area under the employer's responsibility should come under OHNS Act 2004, Section 21 and Section 22. Could you please read Section 21, subsection 1?
Duties of employers to employees. An employer must, so far as is reasonably practicable, provide and maintain for employees of the employer a working environment that is safe and without risk to health.
Okay, stop that. Okay, but do you understand by the subsection 1?
Yeah.
What does it mean? In simplified version, that means the employer has an immediate responsibility to ensure and provide a safe workplace for their employees. Can you actually read up on section 22, subsection 1, A and B?
Duties of employers to monitor health and conditions. An employer must, so far as is reasonably practicable, A. Monitor the health of employees of the employer, and B. Monitor conditions at any workplace under the employer's management and control.
So, in simplified form, the employer must ensure the work condition and well-being of the employees are not at risk by mistake or by irresponsible act by another employee. What will you deduce? Okay, what's your thought process? Okay, if you are taking, say for example, if you are taking prescription medicine for that very day and you come to work but you feel uneasy, so what should you do as an employee?
So as an employee, I think that if you're on a prescription medication which could be too strong for your body to react to, I feel like you should tell your employer so that he's aware that if anything happens, it's not you purposely doing it, but it's the medications you're on.
Then by doing so, I believe that the employer will actually engage or assign you to another alternate duties as required. But if no alternative can be done, the employer should send you back home to have a full rest. Once you recover, you can return back to work. This slide is so important, okay, for you guys to take note. Okay, if you know someone or your office colleagues or whoever it is, could be your superior whatsoever, that requires some assistance, who has been on drug alcohol abuse, please, these are the contacts that you should take note. Please take note, assist them. By doing so, you are not actually snitching or backstabbing them. You are making them aware that they are use could affect the health and safety of others. Okay? Then let me pass over these two leaflets, which will be useful for you guys. If you encounter any situation, you can just report them directly to the employee development officer, or you can contact the lifeline. Okay, do keep in mind that, okay, all approaches will be treated as strictly confidential. These are the 4 key points that I would like to emphasize to you guys. Drug and alcohol can lead to severe consequences. Drugs and alcohol and work do not mix. Remember that, do not mix. Compliance with the company's drug and alcohol policy is non-negotiable. Okay, any breach of the drug and alcohol policy, company's drug and alcohol policy, will be seriously dealt with. Last but not least, okay, if you know someone who has a problem with drug or alcohol abuse, do not be afraid to ask for help by referring to the contacts of the leaflets given to you earlier on. This will end my session for today. So do you guys have any questions that you need to clarify further?
No questions. I've learned a lot, but yeah, no questions at all.
Right?
Yeah.
If you do need any questions, just contact me or drop me an email. Right? Thank you for attending the first session. I'll see you guys next on the next section.